So today I have the pleasure of interviewing Jasmine Hu from the Global Youth Challenge. Jasmine is a grade 11 student from Mississauga, and she took home first prize for the Global Youth Challenge. So congratulations, Jasmine.
Thank you.
So I'm so grateful that you took the time out to chat with me today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what high school you go to, and perhaps what your favorite subjects are and what you like to do outside of school?
Yeah. So my name is Jasmine, who, as you guys know, and I am 17 years old and I am from Glen Forest Secondary School, Mississauga, Canada. And outside of school, what I really like to do is to volunteer because I think that it makes me very happy to help other people and seeing how other people are benefiting from my help because I am grateful that I live in Canada, having all these resources and opportunities that I can use to really benefit myself and others through volunteering. So yeah, that's what I like to do.
That's amazing. So, what are some of the organizations that you volunteered with?
So I am currently with EFA, which is a foundation that helps to educate students in the rural parts of China. And I am actually a teacher. I am an English teacher that teaches them. I teach a grade 4 class. And right now we have a lot of volunteers in this foundation, and it is totally nonprofit. So yeah.
Wow, so impressive and so amazing that you're doing this at such a young age. I used to volunteer teach ESL as well in Hamilton, and it's such a rewarding experience. So it's nice that
Mhm.
you can give back to others and you're also gaining that experience as well. So a big part of the global leadership program is teaching young people like yourself how to step into these roles. So I'm so happy to see that you're already doing that. So during your speech, you mentioned that. So, for anyone who hasn't seen the video, I definitely encourage you to visit the website and check out Jasmine's speech and her gorgeous art piece. It was called Hot Pot Utopia. So, you mentioned when you were discussing your art piece that collaborative art was new to you. So,
Mhm.
what type of artwork did you typically make before you created Hot Pot Utopia?
Yeah, I was always a more technical person in terms of making art because since a very young age, my mom has already like sent me to art classes and maybe take tutoring classes for art. So, what I am more good at is probably the technical aspects of art. So I do a lot of sketches, maybe acrylic painting, oil painting, and etc. But throughout the Global Youth Challenge, I actually wanted to challenge myself and take the initiative to try out like a an unconventional art form, which is collaborative art. So that also like fits in with the concept of how I think that world peace cannot be achieved through individual efforts. So I wanted to really collaborate with others and then try to make an impact.
Amazing. So your piece was so impressive. Now, was that freehand or did you use an illustration program online or how did you come up with that piece?
Um, for that piece, I drew it by hand, so it was ink on paper because I am better at like, as you know, the more technical parts of the art. So I did it on ink on paper. And then for my other friends, I think some of them used digital art because they are more used to that art form. And then some other people just maybe colored in with pencil crayons, and markers. So yeah, it's a mix of both online and digital art and like art in real life.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's so cool. I didn't know that. So did you just ask your friends to collaborate with you, or how did you come up with a group of people that collaborated with you?
Yeah, so I think that well, I have a lot of friends that I know that are also very passionate about like making changes in the world and helping others. So I did reach out to them and then talked a little bit about what I was doing for this project or this challenge. And then they were like, oh, that sounds very cool. So they were really willing to help out. And then they listened to me talk a little bit about my concept. And then I also discussed a bit about world peace with them. So that was part of my process of taking initiative to like educate others about world peace or what I've learned. And yeah, so I just basically reached out to them and then I came up with this collaborative art piece in the end.
That sounds really fun and super inspiring as well. Okay, so during your speech, you mentioned the importance, of course, of creative collaboration in order to foster world peace. So, what are some of the ways that you see creative collaboration happening now in online classrooms?
Mhm. I think that, well, you have to first define what creative collaboration really is. But I think that to me, creative collaboration could be a lot of small things. Even just like, for example, in English class, we collaborate together to like come up with a story. Or in art class, we just talk about or give suggestions to other people regarding like what they can improve on and things like that. So a lot of small things could also be considered like collaborative creation and things like that. So I think that in our current online classroom, we do have a lot of maybe group projects that really involves these processes. And for my school, actually, um, because I am in an IB program, and then we have to complete this thing called CAS, which is basically our like 40 hours of Ontario volunteering, but we have to do more hours. And then right now, our school, because of the pandemic, our school is giving us the opportunity to all collaborate together and then each individually write letters to the senior house. And then I think that that's also something that my school is doing that is collaborative and that benefits the society.
That's great. It sounds like a great way of building community as well, because it's so easy to feel disconnected from one another just with everything that we're all going through collectively through the pandemic. Mhm.
Mhm.
So, what are some other ways that you think people your age could collaborate in order to support more peaceful relationships cross culturally?
Um, I'm just going to use the example that I gave at the beginning. Again, I think volunteering is very important because through volunteering, you will also gain a lot of skills and either hard skills or soft skills for yourself, but you will also benefit other people through the process. So I think that by volunteering, you can really make use of what you're good at and then use that to help out other people in need, but at the same time you will also learn from the other people and learn from them to gain a lot of other skills that might benefit you later in life.
Absolutely. That's a great answer. Um, so, with that being said, you seem like a very interesting person and very passionate and inspired, and I love that. What I really want to know is what are your future plans? Do you have an idea of where you want to go to university and what you want to pursue?
That's actually something that's still in progress. So, well, the University of Waterloo and U of T are definitely my top choices. But in terms of programs, I am not exactly sure what I want to do yet. But some programs that I'm thinking about are either maybe computer science and like something related to designing, maybe. So like architecture, interior designing, and etc. Yeah.
Well, that seems like the perfect fit for you. Um, Definitely. But you're so young, so you've got lots of time. No need to put pressure on yourself. So, yeah, and Waterloo is a great school as well as U of T. So, I'm sure you'll be successful in whatever you decide.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you. So, obviously, school has changed a lot since last March, and it's wild to think that we have now been going through this for 1 year, almost exactly to the day.
Mhm.
So what challenges have you come up against in an online classroom setting, and how have you learned to overcome them and adapt?
Mm. Well, for me, I think that the hardest thing for going to online school is really to keep your time management and stick to the due dates because, like, before we would have to force ourselves to get up in the morning and actually go to school. And then when you're in like a classroom setting, it is easier to focus because there are less distractions. You don't get to use electronics, and the teacher is there in person, so it is easier to listen to them. But now that we're fully online, I think it's a lot harder to focus in class and really even to wake up in the morning. So that's something that's challenging for me, but I overcame that by setting like multiple alarms in the morning and really just making like small deadlines for myself so I can make sure that I stick to the due date and finish my work on time.
I think that's a great idea. I definitely create deadlines for myself as well, and it's super helpful when you kind of sort of put a little bit of pressure on yourself, but not too much. Yeah, that's great. It seems like you're really dedicated. Okay, so finally, Jasmine, you strike me as a strong leader. What advice would you give to other students who are looking to become a more positive leader in an online community or a classroom or just in the community in general?
Ah, um, I think one advice that I would give anyone who wants to become a stronger leader is to really take initiative and reach out to other people if you need help, or really just to um, lead others in terms of maybe if you want to make an impact in society by like doing something that you're good at, or like starting an organization or tutoring other people and things like that. I think it is really important to become a risk taker and really to not be afraid of failure and really just to take initiative and do what you think will benefit yourself and others.
I think that's great. And you touched on some brilliant points. I think so many people have trouble asking for help, even adults.
Yeah.
Very common. So being more open to receiving and asking for help and to also supporting others, that's definitely a huge part of collaboration, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jasmine. It was so nice to get to know you a little bit more and have the opportunity to speak with you. And once again, congratulations on your success. And I wish you all the best in the future with school and everything else that you pursue. And I definitely hope to see you next year in the Global Youth Challenge.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.